Hey everyone, Fred Weaver here with Jeff Whiteside, the CFO. Good. Thanks for joining us, Jeff. Jeff is the CFO of eXp Realty, if you don't know. And Jeff, I thought we'd take a few minutes just because we've been hanging out in the same place today to ask you some questions about eXp. We get a lot of questions around the financial status and health of eXp. Let's start with the revenue. Where does the majority of the revenue at eXp come from?
So 100% of the revenue that you see on the top line. So last year we were at $500 million. Okay. That's pretty much the commission of selling houses.
Okay.
So, just to jump a little ahead of that, is a lot of people talk about, are the different levels and things like that. 100% of the revenue comes from selling houses.
Okay.
There is no inventory. There is no revenue unless we sell a house.
Okay.
So it's coming from the commissions of our agents across country and soon to be across the world selling houses.
Fantastic. So in the future, maybe there'll be some growth into other arenas, but today, 100% of that revenue is all real estate commission income earned by agents.
Yeah, we're expanding into affiliated services. We're kicking a bunch of those off right now. So just services around the real estate transaction. We're launching in the fourth quarter, so once we go into next year, in 2020, we'll see some material revenue coming from there.
Great. So if someone was looking at a balance sheet of eXp Realty, we're a publicly traded company, right, on the NASDAQ stock exchange. EXPI is our stock symbol. What would they see in the asset class? Maybe we'll start first there.
So you're going to see, so since we're a cloud brokerage, I mean, the big part of our business model is we don't have the brokerage, the national brokerage has no offices.
Okay.
All right, so we work virtually, we work in Verbel and our world. So you're not going to see any buildings, you're not going to see any assets, we don't have any inventory. What you're going to see on the balance sheet for the most part is you're going to see cash.
Okay.
All right, so we're cash flow positive business. So just like in your checking account at the end of the month, to pay your bills or that by the week, we pay all our bills with the cash we generate from the business.
We have leftover cash. So that cash is actually increasing, correct?
It's increasing. So the balance at year end was somewhere around $20 million.
Okay.
Per the quarterly reviews, I mean, we're up to about $30 million, so it's growing. Everything's in. You mentioned before that it is a public company. So every quarter, all our numbers are public, and all this information is public. And so it's just if you look at a business, and on top of that, we have zero debt.
Okay. So if you go down to liabilities, we're not going to see much there.
Absolutely. I mean, you're going to see some receivables on the balance sheet.
Okay.
But that's the receivables that are going to go into the company, and then you're going to see the liabilities that are going to come out of the company based on the real estate transaction.
Okay.
That's it. So those pretty much net to zero.
Okay.
And so the only asset, I mean, the balance sheet comes out to be, the only thing on the balance sheet for the most part is cash.
Okay.
Which is very positive. It's a really healthy balance sheet.
Yeah, I mean that the growth of cash on hand has I know has grown in the year plus time that I've been at eXp. Okay, so one of the sort of the things that eXp gets some flack for out there in the market, or the story told about us is, well, but I've looked at your balance sheet, or I've looked at the financials of eXp as a publicly traded company, and you don't produce cash flow, so therefore there's no profit, there's negative profitability, excuse me, not cash flow. So negative profitability. So people get hung up on the fact that they look at the eXp financials and they say, there's no profitability here, this company is not sustainable. That's some of the story that's told. What do you say to that?
So, I mean, what it is that we have, so if you look at 2018, for instance, we have, so because our agents are owners, we have an expense, and it's an accounting expense, a stock expense that we have to book on the income statement. Last year, for instance, it was about $24 million.
Okay.
So if you took that non-cash expense, and that's for equity ownership for our agents, if you reverse that last year, we'd be up about $6 billion in profit. Right. And if you look at our numbers, even with all that in, we're getting very close to what they call GAAP. So that's that's an all-in profit.
Yes.
We're getting very close, and we're trending towards profitability, even with all those expenses in.
Okay.
So we call if you look at some of our press releases, we call it an adjusted EBITDA, right? And that's just taking that non-cash expense out for the stock cost, and then the result of that every quarter is positive.
Okay.
Where we are right now.
Got it. So it sounds to me like there's just a lot of noise in the market. You don't have to call it that yourself, but a lot of noise of people that maybe, like myself, who I don't read a lot of publicly traded company, financial statements that don't have the knowledge and understanding of what happens when we give stock out and how that reflects on the balance sheet. But at the end of the day,
mostly the income statement.
Mostly the income statement. Yeah. Got it. But at the end of the day, this company continues to grow with cash. We have more cash every single month.
At the end of the day, so we're out with analysts all over. I was in Boston last week, so we talked to 10 different companies and things like that. So everybody we talk to is absolutely blown away by the real growth of the company.
Yeah.
And that's reflected on the agent count. That's reflected on the revenue.
Okay.
And so if you look at our trending, we're trending to double that this year. That's
incredible.
Look at the results that we've seen so far. We're trending to double that. So that's real. So there's no question at all about the validity of that. And basically, we build, we grow agent base, we grow internationally, things like that. So we grow real revenue.
Yeah.
And the revenue we book, again, there's no inventory.
Right.
So we either close the transaction, we don't close the transaction. If we do, we book revenue.
Correct.
Period. All right. To your point, and talk about that. So the biggest expense, the non-cash expense, is the stock, and that's driven our growth.
Yep.
So that's how we grow, and that's it's a non-cash expense, and over time, I mean that'll become a smaller part of where we are, and over time, we believe we're going to get to a GAAP profitability.
It's fantastic. Well, you heard it here first. I mean, obviously, not going to put you on the spot and tell us the month and quarter and all that, but at the end of the day, the trend is going towards GAAP profitability. So even our biggest naysayers out there who are picking apart one part of our financial health, that's probably going away here sooner than later.
That's our goal.
That's our goal. And I know we've rolled out some sustainability measures to do that recently as well, right? Which takes away one of the other naysaying things we get out there, right? That the company is not sustainable.
So Glenn and the team, we're working every day to make this a sustainable business, but drive growth, drive profitable growth. Retention at the end of the day is the growth and the retention.
Yeah.
Dave Stacy, the team is working every day to do that.
Yep.
And that's how we're going to win. And that's how we are winning. That's how we continue to win.
Fantastic. Thanks for your time, man. Really appreciate it, Jeff.
All right, great. Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening today. For more information on eXp Realty and to learn how to partner with Kevin and Fred at eXp Realty, please visit kevinandfred.com/EXP. Create yourself a great day.